So the Crown Tundra's out, and we have gotten our first look at how we go about catching legendary Pokemon in the Crown Tundra DLC expansion. And this method for catching legendary Pokemon is the Dynamax Adventure method that was shown off in many trailers for the Crown Tundra. But we get an early look at this very early on in the Crown Tundra. I literally just booted it up, got in there, did the first little segment of story, and we've already got information on these Dynamax Adventures, and I've already caught my first legendary. So let's talk about that real quick here. But before we get into that, if this is your first time here on the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon Crown Tundra content here in the near future. But let's get into it. So when you enter a Dynamax Adventure, you will form a team of 4 trainers and set off to explore the mysterious Max lair. See if you can find the legendary Pokemon said to await you in the deepest part of this unusual den. Once you're in, to take part in a Dynamax Adventure, you must borrow a single Pokemon to accompany you. They give you a list of Pokemon that you can choose from as you enter the Dynamax Adventure. Get things started by having each trainer select the Pokemon they will take with them on the adventure. So you can go in with up to 4 other players that are participating at this time. Then once you're in, as you explore the den, you will find different branching paths that you can take along the way. These paths will have different typings along the way, so you have to strategically plan which direction you're going to go based on the typing your team has, and then you will battle a Dynamax Pokemon for whichever typing that may be. You will also see a little silhouette of whatever Pokemon you're going to be encountering along the way. Also, it's worth mentioning that you can find trainers or other items along the way that can give you bonuses. Like for one instance, I found a scientist that allowed me to swap out which Pokemon I was using. I went from using a Lycanroc to a Mimikyu. And then I also found berries along the way, which healed up my entire party. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can find based on the route that you take through these Dynamax Adventures. So it's important to really strategize with your team which route you're going to take. It honestly would be very beneficial for you to have voice comms while you're doing this if you use Discord or something, because we all know Nintendo Online sucks. So if you have Discord or something of that nature, that would be extremely helpful for allowing you guys to kind of cooperate and talk out which direction you want to go through these Dynamax Adventures. Because also, on top of finding the different interactive NPCs or items along the way, after completing a battle with one of these Dynamax Pokemon, you have the option to catch said Dynamax Pokemon. In doing so, you then have the opportunity to swap it out with whichever Pokemon you are using. This means that if you, for say, have Lycanroc like I did, I swapped out for Mimikyu by talking to one of the NPCs along the way, and then I battled a Sceptile. We defeated the Sceptile, and I knew I was going into a battle with a water legendary Pokemon. I swapped out my Mimikyu for the Sceptile because I knew that would give me a type advantage against the legendary we would be fighting. Then I went in and we battled the legendary. Now, like I said, we battled the legendary. This is how you go about battling and acquiring legendaries in the Crown Tundra. This is where all the previous legendaries from previous generation games are going to make their appearance. I find this to be a lot of fun. It was very fun going through it, and I didn't do it with any other players. I just did it with NPCs, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun to go through, really strategize which route I wanted to take. I didn't find it all that challenging. Now, granted, this may change based on whether or not you have NPCs or real players, but I found it to be fairly easy getting through this. Now, you have the option to select which Pokemon you leave the Dynamax Adventure with. So, if you catch the legendary, then you can take the legendary. But if you already have that legendary, you're not allowed to catch more than one. That has been confirmed. Every legendary in the game may be caught once by every trainer. So, if you don't finish the legendary, then you'll encounter it again in a future Dynamax raid. You have to catch it before it stops spawning, from my understanding at this point. Granted, this is very early on in the expansion, but you can only catch each one once. It is a 100% catch rate. If you finish the Dynamax Adventure, you will be able to catch whatever legendary you are battling, which is very cool. It makes it very easy for you to acquire these legendaries if you make it through to the end and you're able to take it down. I did not find it to be that challenging, like I previously stated. This is not difficult like the Mewtwo raids, where this was actually very easy. Again, this could change based on the number of people you take in with you. I did it solo with the NPCs, and I found it to be very easy. However, you are able to decide to take another Pokemon out. They said at the start of this that these Pokemon that spawn in here are Pokemon that don't typically spawn in the Galar region. So I'm under the understanding that you're able to acquire additional Pokemon that you may not encounter in the wild in these Dynamax Adventures, like a Sceptile, like I said. I don't feel like you're going to be able to catch a Sceptile in the wild, so being able to pull it out of a Dynamax adventure and take it with you, that's a kind of a nice feature. So, at the end of the day, you're going to finish these, and you're going to have the option to take the legendary, or you're going to have the option to take whichever Pokemon you've caught along the way, whether that be a starter Pokemon like my Sceptile, or whatever you happen to encounter along the way and take with you, which is very, very cool. Like I said, you can only catch the legendaries once. That's a little disappointing because of the competitive aspect. If you want to have multiple competitive legendary Pokemon, you're either going to have to trade to acquire them from other players, or you're going to have to transfer them in from previous entries in the Pokemon franchise, which can be a little frustrating. Also, along the way, you are going to be able to obtain Dynite Ore. I'm assuming this Dynite Ore is going to be a very important material the further we get into the Crown Tundra, but at this time, this is not something I can really talk about in the fullest because the Crown Tundra came out literally like an hour and a half ago, so there's not a whole lot of information regarding the stuff contained in the Crown Tundra. So you are going to be able to obtain this Dynite Ore. What its purpose is at this time is unknown to me, but I will probably have a future video on that. So that pretty much covers everything regarding the Dynamax Adventures. These are really cool, really fun. They're going to be a bunch of fun to take on with friends. They can be pretty challenging if you are trying to build competitive teams with these legendaries, because of the fact you can only obtain one of each legendary unless you're transferring from previous generations. So that is something you definitely have to consider. But all in all, I think these are a lot of fun. I hope maybe they'll make some changes in the future where we're allowed to recatch certain legendaries, but who knows. But that is going to be it for this video. This is just a very brief overview of what these Dynamax Adventures are all about. Hope you found it entertaining and helpful, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and smash the subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to share the video with your friends. Let's grow this community here on the channel. Speaking of community, we got a community Discord. People over there playing games like Pokemon and Animal Crossing. Check that out if that's something that interests you. I do also stream over on Twitch, play games like Pokemon and Animal Crossing. It's a lot of fun, so check that out if that's something that interests you. And all my other social medias should be on screen here at this point. So if you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, anything like that, check me out there as well. But like I said, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.